Sometimes we at Legally Armed America do things that don't seem to make a whole lot of sense. But I'm guessing that when Mr. Les Baer designed the Premier II 1911 pistol, I really doubt that he envisioned making shots at 200, 300, and maybe even 400 yards with a 45 ACP round. We started out with a 185 grain Remington Golden Saber round. Now this round had a feet per second velocity of 1,015 feet per second. This as compared to a normal 230 grain 45 ACP round of about 800 and something feet per second. Here's my good friend Brent Flash, who possesses a little bit above average intelligence than the average guy on the gun range.
Okay, we're going to start up the program iSnipe, ballistics calculation program. And we're going to load not a projectile, but a factory load, which is in factory ammo library. And we're going to pick 45 ACP, and we're going to look for Remington. Okay, here it is, Remington 185 grain Golden Saber. And what that's doing is it's putting our ballistics data into iSnipe, the bullet weight, ballistic coefficient, muzzle velocity. Then we have the firearm that we are going to shoot it in, and the closest thing I had in my library was the Kimber Tactical Entry range here. Okay. The range here just lets you know what angle to target and your maximum range and step size for when you calculate your shot. Then we got daily variables that looks at the humidity, wind, and altitude and temperature and all that, which affects that. And once you put all this in, you hit compute and you pick what you want to calculate. And at 0, you can see here the 0 is 50 yards. We would have no holdover. So you'd aim right at the center of the target. We shot at 200, and at 200 the holdover is out of the range to actually show it in a reticle, but it does show that we have to hold over 61 inches with the 0 at 50 yards and this ammo. Our path, you can see at 200 how much it's dropping. And then you can see also, this is times 10. At 300, it's dropping, and then it falls off even more and more.
We packed up our stuff and made our way all the way out to the 200-yard marker. This sucker was out there. Because we didn't have a 61-inch tall target, we got a pool pole and we marked our holdover rate of 61 inches on the pole. Now, since we weren't exactly precision shooting here, we decided to cover this entire board up with this vinyl. That way we could see wherever the bullet was hitting and try to narrow it down. Keep in mind, it was pretty windy out here today also, so we knew that at this long of a distance with this fat and heavy of a bullet that there was going to be some issues with wind playing with us. We knew that our shots would not exactly be precise. And what Legally Armed America video shoot would be complete without putting one of our video cameras directly into harm's way. Here's one of our GoPro 3 Pluses that we put a little bit to the right of the target down low. Only a bad shot yeah, would be one that would hit him.
That would be a miracle shot.
Yeah, it would be. And just so you know, this is what iron sights on a pistol look like at 200 yards. What we're essentially doing with our holdover is aiming above our target and essentially lobbing the bullet over towards our target and somewhat dropping it at the target at the very end of its flight path. We're aiming here to hit here. We then loaded up our Golden Saber ammo, courtesy of Gator Guns in Sulphur, Louisiana, and got our Les Baer Premier II ready to roll. Our first shot was a miss. But then,
all right, that hit.
I heard it hit something.
Yeah, that hit right up in the left corner.
Okay. So we're getting closer on our height, and I came down on it. In spite of the wind, I think we had it at this point.
All right.
I heard it hit again. I can hear it hitting.
Okay, so from the center, it's about this far. Like, this is the center, it's right down here.
Okay. All right.
So that's the area if you want to hit them in the center.
All right. Now Brent was getting a little picky here with a handgun at 200 yards.
The same height.
Well, I tell you, I didn't adjust much right either. Now we were just showing off. At 200 yards. I heard hitting. You can hear it hitting that thing.
Yeah, that paper is thick.
It makes a noise. That's cool.
That hit about a foot from the bottom and about this far from the left edge.
Okay.
So it moved quite a bit down from that last shot.
Okay.
But we can see where you hit.
Right. That's pretty awesome. We were excited. We really didn't expect to get this many bullets on target this soon. Out of 32 rounds fired at this target, we had at least 25 hits on target, and one actually hit the pole over here. You can see where the bullet flattened out, and one hit our pole underneath the target.
Yeah, you hit the bottom. You hit the bottom of the pole.
Okay. Most people at the range will look at you like you've got Ebola if you're shooting a pistol at the 50-yard range. So we were extremely proud of our 200-yard shots on target. No true-blooded American guy with a gun has ever been satisfied with his last good shot. There's always a harder, better shot that he feels like he can make. And we're no different. 300 yards was next.
And our 300-yard shot is 165 inches, which we calculated was 13.75 feet above the target was our holdover.
What's the drop on that, the chart?
The path.
Wow.
So we're lobbing it in. This number is times 10. So it's 165 inches.
So we needed a holdover of 13 feet. Unfortunately, our pole, which would normally extend to 16 feet, had been shot and would not extend. So we were going to have to find a spot in the trees above the target that we could eyeball and guess our 13 foot above that in order to get our holdover and establish where our target needed to be shot at. Yes. Now it was time to visualize and find where our 13-foot holdover point would be in the tree line directly behind the target.
There's a skinny branch that goes to the left, and then the main tree keeps going straight.
Right.
I'm thinking a couple of feet above that fork. Probably be about 13 foot.
Okay.
Bring it up almost to the light spot above it. The pole.
Okay. We hit something metal.
Did it?
Yeah. What the hell?
I think you might have hit a leg.
We had hit a leg. When we got down there a little bit later on to check our shots, we actually found that the bullet had actually hit the frame, the metal frame of the whole target. It claimed on something.
That hit.
Are you kidding me?
Right at the bottom where the paper goes off.
Yeah.
That's right at that edge is where it hit.
I'm about 1.5 to 2 feet above that fork is my height.
That's probably about right. If you can get an inch or two more.
Okay. No problem.
Can you tell an inch?
Yeah, I'm sure. We really couldn't believe we were hitting this thing at 300.
That's amazing.
That is. When we got down there, we realized that we had hit 2 shots right close to each other, and the other ones were probably going a little bit low. This was one 8-round magazine that we had fired at this target. Typical guys with guns. If you're going to put a target further away from the one that we just shot, we're going to try to hit it. And after referring back to our iSnipe app, we found that at 400 yards, we needed a 331-inch holdover. that was 27 feet. And as you can see, there's a ton of drop off at this distance. At 200 yards, we were shooting here to hit here. At 300 yards, we were shooting here to hit here. Now at 400 yards, we would be aiming here for our bullet to hit here.
You can be getting ready.
If nothing else, this was going to be interesting.
Find where the lens is.
I'm ready. Notice the wind was now blowing straight back in our face. All right, 400. Here we go. One shot. Go ahead. All right.
Got it. I think you got it.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Take a closer look at both our camera angles. Notice, Brent sees that the target was hit before you actually hear it being hit.
Got it. I think you got it.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
I found that in the gun industry, sometimes luck is mistaken for skill. In this case, I'm okay with that. With a 185 grain jacketed hollow point Remington Golden Saber bullet, a 5-inch barrel Les Baer Premier II, we had shots on target at 200 yards, we had shots on target at 300 yards, and even one on target at 400 yards. Up next, we were going to be getting some Golden Saber plus P rounds and going hard at the 500 and 600 yard marks.
Got it. I think you got it.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.